And I wanted to bring you a good video today with my good friend and agent down in San Antonio with the HIP insurance crew, Mike Spears. And we're going to banter back and forth and answer just a few questions, mainly about the beginning of the process and the beginning of the journey in Medicare. Whether you are a brand new agent and you're trying to learn a little bit more about Medicare, or you are a consumer and you're trying to look for some good knowledge you're not feeling sold. So I hope you enjoy this video. All of our contact information is going to be in the description, and we look forward to helping you expand your knowledge in Medicare. I hope you enjoy. Hey everybody, Nicole Morgan here, and I have got my good friend Mike Spears here. He is an agent, a licensed insurance agent down in San Antonio. And I, just to tell you a little bit about him, I recruited him during a Turning 65 workshop. He actually came and attended, and he wanted to get into the Medicare space. And so here we are. We decided to come to you and do a little question and answer, hoping that it's for some of you new agents out there and maybe for the consumer or someone that's trying to get on Medicare. But and so anyway, we're just going to banter back and forth, and hopefully that we can answer some of your questions that you have. My background, I'm up in the North Texas area, and I am a licensed clinician and been in the healthcare field for over 20 years. And now I'm in insurance, and it's a whole nother world, but they kind of mesh because we're still dealing with lots of complications and questions that need to be answered and making sure people on the right plan, so anyway, that's my background. And so Mike, why don't you tell a little bit about yourself?
So my name is Mike Spears, and I am a licensed agent. My wife and I, we own our own company called the HIP Insurance Crew. So that's healthy, informed, and prepared. But our motto is helping others stay healthy, informed, and prepared. So I'm in the San Antonio area. I've been in health insurance for a year now. My background is in insurance. Started out in PNC, worked at a local, a large corporation here in San Antonio that's well known. Right out of college, that's where my wife and I, Kristen, met in college at the computer lab. So we've been together about 16 years now. So we have 4 children. And yeah, we work together. It's pretty cool. I do this full time, and she does health insurance part time because she is a full-time administrator, assistant principal. So it's pretty cool to work together and run your own business. So I've learned a lot. I did meet Nicole. Funny story here. She thought that I was like probably trying to sneak in and what was going on when I went to her workshop. And, who is this guy? And I met her through a referral from my BNI group. So if you aren't in a networking group, I'm going to give a shout out to BNI because it's very helpful. But yes, that's how Nicole and I met. And I was very interested in just learning learning more about Medicare, because that is something I wanted to add to my portfolio. And I went to her workshop, and I was just blown away. And I just stuck around to ask her some questions. And, one thing led to another. And, now we're working together, and she's guiding me through this journey and teaching me a lot about Medicare as I grow my business and grow my portfolio.
Yeah, we are both a part of the same FMO, the same upline, North American Insurance Services. So that's worked out really, really well. So Mike, I'm going to give you the floor. I've been in this industry. This is going on 6 years, coming straight out of healthcare into this field. And so I'm going to let you just fire away, and we're just going to let this conversation take a course of its own, because one question is certainly going to lead to another. So
Absolutely. So funny enough, I was, thinking about what are some good questions to ask in this situation. So, especially as a new agent, some of your clients' situations may come like just handle themselves, and they're just pretty simple. But then you get those one-offs where you just really don't know, like, I haven't actually faced that before. So you try to jot those down. So I haven't got a lot of those under my belt, but I know that you have a ton, Nicole. Yeah. So that's going to be good to pick your brain and get that insight. But one of the questions I was asking, I asked my mom, I was like, what is something that you would want to know? She's 56, and, my grandmother's in her 70s. So it's really good that she's there to help her and guide her as well. But, my grandmother's on TRS retirement because she
Yeah,
worked in the school system.
right.
So what would you advise someone that's on a type of plan like that?
So just take TRS. TRS is teacher retirement. So when someone has worked for the school system in the state of Texas or any state, every state has their teacher retirement system, and then most of them have a retirement health plan for when you retire and over 65. The majority of plans out there for teachers are advantage plans. Okay, so you do have the option. You can decline the TRS plan. If you choose, well, I don't want the carrier that they have, or I don't like the plan, or maybe you want traditional Medicare with a Medigap plan and a drug plan. When you come up to that crossroads of when you retire from the school system, you do have the option. However, there is a process of declining, and you have to follow the process, and there's always a form and that sort of thing. But and most of the time too, when you decline a retirement plan like that, you don't get the opportunity to get it back. So like if you go along and you change your mind and say, oh wait, I want that plan again, then you don't get that opportunity most of the time. So yeah, you get a choice.
That's pretty good to know. So if someone like my mother, because I'm just going to use them for keep on that example. If she was helping my grandmother search for some options, of course, I would recommend them use an agent to guide them through the process. But what would you say to someone who is assisting someone throughout the Medicare space? How would you
Like a
guide
family
them?
member
A family
assisting?
member. Mm-hmm.
Well, one, I would do exactly what you said, and they have you to help guide them and everything. But there are a lot of people that don't know to get with an agent. They don't know anybody. They don't know, how to search for one or a good one, someone that's going to guide them. A lot of people end up calling the number on TV, and everybody needs a job. I understand that, but it can confuse people, and there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. And a lot of times you get shoved through that little process so fast, you don't know what you're on. And so people that are on, you could go to Medicare.gov. You could go and you can see all the plans, available to you if you're not using an agent, but I highly advise using a specialist. So if a family member is assisting another, I would highly advise seeking out someone to help guide you, because there are so many rules and enrollment periods and plans out there. You just need somebody that knows what they're doing. It gives you that sense of security too, to have somebody that knows what they're doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's where our specialty comes in to help fill those gaps, identify those opportunities where we could guide. So that's definitely my recommendation, is to use an agent as well. That leads me into the next question. So what's your advice on getting started? If someone was just turning 65, or if they're, leaving an employer plan and they're looking to get on Medicare, how would they get started?
So the government doesn't prepare you at all. You do not get a booklet in the mail at all that says, okay, you're approaching 65. No, what you get in the mail is all these insurance carriers, and they send you mail and they want you to sign up, but they fail to tell you really, truly how to do it. And I have helped so many people just sign up. That can be overwhelming in itself because, let me just tell you kind of how to sign up. So let's say someone is collecting Social Security before they're 65. Like you were talking to me about, I guess your mom was considering maybe taking Social Security early.
No, we have my uncle. They're both like, he's like a disability situation. So she's there, guiding, and she's really the guider of everyone.
I see that. I'm getting that. But for someone, and disability is a whole nother, whole nother topic that we could bring. But when someone's collecting Social Security before they're 65, they're going to automatically be signed up for Medicare A and B. Like about 3 or 4 months before their 65th birth month, they're going to get their Medicare card in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
And, if someone is, let's say someone's working and they're collecting Social Security and they get signed up, but yet they're on their employer insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Well, always it's a good time to get with an advisor to see which is the best option. But that person that got their Medicare card and is signed up for A and B does have the option on their employer insurance, if they continue to take it, to decline Part B and stay on their employer insurance and then just add Part B later. But if they're not working, they're working, or let's just say someone's planning to go on Medicare when they're 65. Okay. Mm-hmm. So now we know that if it's automatic when they're collecting Social Security before they're 65. But if they're not collecting Social Security, getting on Medicare, they've got to sign up. And that is the question. Where in the world do you sign up? So my biggest tidbit of information and tip for people that are ready to sign up is to open up a My Social Security account. Do you have one?
I do not have one.
Everyone needs a My Social Security account.
So that's a good tip, y'all. You can sign up for a My Social Security account without being 65. So
that's right. Anyone that's 18 or over can sign up for a My Social Security account. You go to ssa.gov and it's in the bottom left of the page and you create an account. And the easiest way to do it now, if you don't have one, is to go through login.gov.
Login.gov.
Login.gov. Okay. You can access it through, and it sounds confusing, ssa.gov. Just click on create an account for My Social Security, and then you'll see these 3 different options to create an account. The middle one is what you want, login.gov. Create that account. Okay. It's a specific user. You can use your email as your username, and it's a real specific case sensitive password. So don't lose it, because just don't lose it. Make sure you save it, make sure you update it. But if you create that account first, someone can see if they qualify for Medicare. Like, you create an account at your age, you can see if you qualify for Medicare already. So how do you qualify for Medicare? Okay. You have to work. Do you know the answer?
You have to work, what is it? 10 years. 10 years or 40 quarters. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So
that sounds so like old school. So like, I don't know, like just something that was created like in the
one
60s,
of my clients described this whole system as archaic, and it is.
Yes.
You got to learn the system. So I signed up. I'm interviewing an assistant, and I made her sign up for a My Social Security account, and lo and behold, I mean, she's only 26 years old, and she doesn't qualify for Medicare yet. But at least you can see, like, I already qualify. If Medicare's around, I already qualify.
Same. I think I have enough time. I literally been working all my life. So
that's good. I can check that off my list, and now I can be in business for myself and not worry about it. But when you're signing up for Medicare, so everybody go get out My Social Security account. You can actually sign up for Medicare in that account.
Okay.
So when you become eligible, okay, Medicare gives you a time frame to sign up. They give you 3 months before your birth month, and then 3 months after your birth month. So you get all that 7 months to sign up. You can log into your My Social Security account. There won't on some accounts that I have seen with people, when they're first eligible, there'll be an apply for Medicare link right there where you can see it on when you log in. And then there'll be, sometimes that won't be there, and there'll be a apply for retirement benefits. It's the same application, really. Okay. So that you can, and it's not really necessarily a black and white. People say, well, I want to sign up for Part A. That Part A is not mentioned on that application. I don't want to get into that may be a whole nother topic.
I was going to say, that's exactly why you're going to need a agent to guide you, because it's not, complicated. It's just a lot of steps, and
Well,
it's
you
very
kind of need
tedious.
somebody to hold your hand sometimes. Some people can get it and it's okay. And it's not intimidating to them.
Yes.
But to other people, it is intimidating. So that's why I take the time to help walk people through it, because I would want somebody to do that for me.
Perfect choice of words.
Yeah, you can sign up through your My Social Security account, and for Medicare. It will start on the first day of your birth month. So like I'm born on the 29th, it would start on the first of the month, not on the 29th. Now,
Okay.
here's a little thing that people do not know, and especially the people that it happens to. If you're born on, like, let's say April 1st, your Medicare is going to start not on April 1st, but on March the 1st. So that little whole 7-month little window just got shifted up by a month. And you don't know until after the fact. Like, oh my gosh, my Medicare already started. You didn't know that. I've had so many clients that they did not know that. You're not going to get a piece of paper in the mail that tells you that.
So why is it shifted forward for that one particular one in that time span? Do you understand? Do you know why?
I really don't have a clear answer on that, but it would make sense to us to have it start always on the first of the month. But people born on the very first day of the month, everything gets shifted up by 1 month.
Okay.
So we just follow their rules.
Makes sense.
We get into the weeds of why then.
Well, that's our clients always ask us why. Like, that's always the thing. So,
and I wish I had an answer for every
why,
but I don't work for the government. I just try to learn their system and to help people. But
yes.
But yeah, so once you sign up in that 7 months, so let me just give you another tidbit too. People that sign up in that first 3 months, their Medicare is going to start on the first day of their birth month. But if they delay, like if they delay in the last 3 months, then the Part B is going to be delayed in the start. So it's real important, if people don't understand that it's not like Amazon Prime, instant gratification and all of that. You've got to strategically plan sometimes, especially when you've got
makes sense. It's
employer insurance coming into play there, and retirement. I always tell my clients 3 months ahead of time, plan. And I don't think it's too early to know somebody in the business to help guide you. I think at 64 years old, you need to know somebody.
But I think it's good to also have a lot of, I guess, just early awareness of Medicare and what to expect, as you stated, retirement. A lot of people probably aren't aware that it's, tied to your retirement and Social Security. So it's going to be a fixed cost. It's going to be something that you have to account for.
And a lot of financial advisors don't plan for it for their clients.
Yeah,
not a lot. I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot do not, because Part B is going to cost you. Yes,
you're gonna need Part B, and it's, when should I start planning for, understanding that I'm going to need a retirement and I have a fixed income part of my insurance that I have to take care of. So, at my age, I would say now, and just understanding that, okay, as I'm planning for my retirement, I know that I'm going to need health insurance. I know that I'm going to have X amount of costs that I'm going to need to account for. So it's definitely something that people should be aware of.
Right. So one of the things that I wanted to bring up too is that, I do have spouses when they're applying for Medicare, and maybe one spouse, it's primarily always the female, that may have been a home manager raising a family. That's a job in itself, but we don't pay taxes on that. So really, I guess, and so not a paycheck and that sense of the word, but they get worried because they don't have the qualifications. They don't qualify for Medicare because they don't have the work history. And so you can't sign up online if you don't qualify. They'll block you from signing up. And so they're worried that they don't qualify. And so someone that has no work history but has a spouse that does. A spouse that has worked 40 quarters, 10 years and paid their Medicare taxes and they qualify, then that other spouse that hasn't worked the whole time will qualify under the spouse that did work. And how to sign up, you call the local Social Security office on that and sign up over the phone. That's the easiest way.
A lot of those tidbits, a lot of people don't know. Of course,
they find out after
after the fact. Yes.
Yes. So. And then they muddy their way through it. So I know that I really ask somebody's situation, their work history, what their plan is in retirement, where they are in the whole spectrum of applying for Medicare.
Absolutely. I think that's of course, us being agents, we have to, that's just our what we have to do to make sure that we're guiding them and putting them in the best situation. Is just understand the entire situation for them.
It's our job.
Put together that roadmap, understanding where they're trying to go. So what else would you suggest or would you add that I may not have asked you regarding signing up for Medicare? Because I did not think to ask that last one, about the spouses who have not paid into Medicare. That's big. Yeah. That's a big thing there.
And it can be a big stressor too for spouses. So one of the other things is that when you're working, I think that people hear all the time, you have to sign up when you're 65 or you're going to get a penalty. And I think that is, it's not a myth, but it's just a misrepresentation of the rules of Medicare. And that rule is not something that's going to be in people's faces. What they're going to see mostly is the interpretation of, I have to sign up for Medicare when I'm 65. And a lot of people do that. That's what they hear. So that's what they do. And they're working. They have a great employer health plan. Their group health plan is over 20 employees. So they have a large group health plan, and then they sign up for A and B. So what ends up happening is they're paying for Part B and their group health plan at the same time. And I think that messes people up later. So, it can. It's a little bit more, it can be a little complicated coming off of that group health. But so what is best to educate is do a good comparison. So you're not going to get penalized. That's the big scare is, am I going to get penalized if I don't take Medicare? Well, no, you're not. If you're covered under your group health plan and it's over 20 employees, that's a large group health plan, then are considered credible coverage, Absolutely. With Medicare, then you can decide to take Part A and delay Part B until you fully retire, or you can delay A and B until you fully retire, and you're still not going to get a penalty for that. And I'll tell you this, I'll throw this in there. Let me kind of say that again. If you take your employer insurance and you are on a group health plan over 20 employees, you can delay the start of your Medicare A and B, and you won't get a penalty. Now, some people choose to take Part A and delay Part B until they retire. Some water.
I have to drink some.
I'm sorry that choked you up.
It did.
I know that's a shocker. You won't get penalized. But there's a rule in there about HSAs, health savings account. So you cannot contribute to your HSA. So that's one of my questions I always ask. Are you contributing to an HSA? If they are contributing to a health savings account through their employer, I do not have them apply for A at all, A or B.
Okay.
Because as Medicare, all of this information you can get from Medicare.gov. And it says that you could get a penalty, a tax penalty, if you contribute to the HSA. Are you good, Mike?
Could you hear me coughing?
No, I couldn't.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't mean to choke you up over all this stuff.
No.
And I know it's really shocking.
It's good. It's great. It's very informative. So I'm just trying to make sure that I wasn't missing anything. Of course, that the people are well aware of what to expect regarding Medicare. So I didn't want to like cough in your ear. So you get your
No,
point through.
it's good. It's good. But there is a process too. I'm going to say it again, 3 months. When people are retiring from their large group health, then I give them 3 months. 3 months to start planning for retirement and applying for Medicare.
Okay, so I mean 3 months before, because we have 3 months before, 3 months after, but you don't really want to do
no,
it.
I'm not correlating it to the initial enrollment period when they're turning 65. I'm correlating that 3 months planning time for when someone is coming off of their
employer plan. Oh, group
off
health
of their
plan.
employer plan. Yeah.
And that can occur. I mean, because some people work past 65, so that can, be well past 65. So
right, 3 months. Because it can take Medicare anywhere from 4 weeks up to 4 weeks to 60 days to process.
Okay.
So you got to give yourself enough time. So, and two, when you're coming off of your group health plan, and let's say you have part A, but you don't have part B. Well, there's a little link there is online. It's hard to find, but you can apply online through a special enrollment period. And there's also a form, and it is called CMS L-564.
Okay.
CMS L-564. That is the employment request form. So this whole scare of penalties while you're working can go away with that form. That form your employer signs. And so you can fill out a form for Part B. If you have Part A, you can fill out the CMS 40B, that's your Part B form, and get your form CMS L-564 signed by your employer. You can turn those two forms in to the Dropbox at your nearest local Social Security office. They're great. Now open to drop things off.
And that's, I guess that was a big misunderstanding for a lot of people, saying that they would be penalized if they did not sign up for Part A and B while on a group employer plan.
Right. And it matters how big your employer plan is. And you as the agent and me as the agent need to do a legitimate comparison. Your client needs to bring to you what their coverage is on their group health plan, and you can compare the cost, all the cost, and compare it to Medicare and what it's going to cost. Because remember, they're going to have to pay for Part B. Have to pay for Part B.
They're going to have to pay for it. So it's better to do the comparison and really understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know we can talk a long time about the intricate details of that. So
yes. So let's see here. What else would you want to add to this in terms of our Part 1 first introduction of signing up for Medicare? What would you want to leave the people with and want to let them know?
I would say, knowing that you're not going to get prepared. I mean, people they go online and they try to search. Start asking around in your area of who is a Medicare expert.
Your local Medicare specialist.
Your local Medicare specialist, somebody that, good job, that is an expert in it, or that is the authority on it, and that you feel comfortable with. That you feel secure with it. They're going to guide you, and they're not going to zip you through the process and put you on a plan. No, you have to make sure that they know what they're doing and that they can guide you through the entire process. And I think planning is key for someone. Knowing that you don't get a little how-to booklet in the mail of what to do. You only get the little booklet from the government, from Medicare, after you've signed up, and it comes with your Medicare card. So it's a little bit late in getting to you. You don't get it before.
I mean, it's reactive. It's government.
It is. So, get you someone that is an expert that can guide you through the process. Plan ahead. Planning I say this in my workshop, planning is key. Planning is key when you're turning 65. Planning is key when you're over 65 and retiring, coming off of your group health. And, it's key. You got to do it in enough time.
Absolutely.
And I don't think it's ever too soon to know an agent, a good one.
Yes.
Someone that you like and that you trust and that you feel is going to take care of you through the whole Medicare journey. So anyway, I don't think it's too soon.
I totally agree with that. I didn't mean to cough on your plug for an agent there, but I absolutely agree. I think it's the Saharan dust. See, that's a good thing. If you have a health insurance plan, make sure that you take advantage of like your Teladoc or some of those benefits that you're not aware of that are part of it, because those things can help. So that's what I'm going to take advantage of for myself, to find something to
I don't want you being choked up over Medicare at all. I don't want you doing that.
Not at all.
It shouldn't make you sick. It shouldn't make you sick.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't. No, I'm actually good. I'm good. I think it's just the Saharan dust down here in San Antonio. Are y'all dealing with that up there as well? Are you getting out and about?
I don't think so. I think we're way up north near Oklahoma, so I don't think the dust has reached us yet. At least it's not affecting me. If it
well, you're the lucky one.
Yeah.
But I think you have definitely touched on a lot of great topics, Nicole, and that's what I look forward to continuing our partnership and learning from you. The Medicare in the North and the Medicare in the South team.
North and South. Yeah.
Absolutely looking forward to it.
So we'll do an episode 2, and we'll talk about the options.
Our next episode
to do with that little card. You gotta pick your options.
We're gonna have some more content coming out and within our series regarding Medicare. Where can the people find you? Where can
I'm gonna put my email. I'm going to put my email in the description. I'll put your email in the description, and our links to our website and our link to our FMO. But you can reach me. My business is Morgan Medicare Solutions, and Nicole, Nicole at morganmedicaresolutions.com is where you can reach me. And Mike, what is your email?
So my email is mike@hipinsurancecrew.net. Also, you can just go to my website, hipinsurancecrew.net, and find me there. Send me a message through the website, or send me an email directly. Always try to respond promptly. But yes, if you are looking for guidance like I was and happen to find Nicole, please reach out to her. And North American Insurance. It's a great FMO. A lot of good things that they're doing for their advisors and brokers to help them, guide them. So definitely feel good, feel at home here. I'm learning a lot from Nicole. As you can see, she is an expert in her field. So it's definitely
live and breathe and sleep, it seems like, but it is all good. It is definitely needed out there in this world.
Yes,
kindness and getting through this process. But we'll come to you again with episode 2. We'll talk about the options.
Yes, ma'am.
Medicare. So thanks for watching, and I hope you guys reach out to us if you have any questions. Leave them in the comments, and we'll get back to you.
Thank you, Nicole.
Hey guys, Nicole Morgan. Thanks again for watching this video with Mike Spears. He's down in the San Antonio area with the HIP Insurance Crew, and myself up in North Texas, Morgan Medicare Solutions. And we just wanted to come together and banter back and forth and bring you some knowledge about Medicare, whether you are a brand new agent or whether you are a consumer and you're looking for some really good information to help guide you along the way. So we're going to come to you again with future episodes, kind of breaking apart the whole process of Medicare. Next episode, we're going to talk about the options of Medicare and what you can have to choose. So when you have your Medicare ID. So look in the description for our contact information. If you have further questions, just please put a comment below, and we look forward to coming to you again. Thanks so much.